गुरुवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः. Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 2, titled The Cosmic Manifestation, Chapter 4, The Process of Creation, Text number 7. First of all, offer my millions of obeisances to Lotus Feet of Asmati Guru Pad Padmanitala Prashta Jagat Guru Shishya Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, Itinandi Swami Shishya Bhaktivedanta Dandi Maharaj, Nam Nishta Santa Shri Aniruddha Das Prabhuji, all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, please accept my humble obeisances. यथा गोपाजति विभुर्यथा संयच्छते पुनः यां यां शक्तिमुपाश्रित्य पुरुषशक्तिः परपुमान् आत्मानं क्रीडयन् क्रीडन् करोति विकरोति च. Yatha as Gopayati maintains, Vibhu the great, Yatha as Samyachate binds up, Punaha again, Yam Yam as Shaktim energies, Upashritya by employing, Uru Shakti the all powerful, Paraha the supreme, Uman personality of Godhead, Atmanam unary expansion, Kridayan having engaged them, Kridan as also perpetually being engaged, Karoti does them, Vikaroti and causes to be done, Cha and kindly describe how the Supreme Lord, who is all powerful, engages his different energies and different expansions in maintaining and again binding up the phenomenal world in the sporting spirit of a player. In the Kathopanishad 2.2.13, the Supreme Lord is described as the chief eternal being amongst all other eternal individual beings, Nityo Nityanam Chetana Chetananam, and the one Supreme Lord who maintains innumerable other individual living beings, Eko Bahunam Yo Vidhati Kaman. So all living entities, both in the conditioned state and in the liberated state, are maintained by the Almighty Supreme Lord. Such maintenance is effected by the Lord through his different expansions of self and three principal energies, namely the internal, external, and marginal energies. The living entities are his marginal energies, and some of them, in the confidence of the Lord, are entrusted with the work of creation also, as are Brahma, Marichi, and etc. And the acts of creation are inspired by the Lord unto them, Tene Brahmarudha. The, the external energy, Maya, is also impregnated with the jivas or conditioned souls. The unconditioned marginal potency acts in the spiritual kingdom. The Lord, by his different inner expansions, maintains them in different transcendental relations displayed in the spiritual sky. So, the one Supreme Personality of Godhead manifests himself in many Bahusyam, and thus all diversities are in him, and he is in all diversities, although he is nevertheless different from all of them. That is the inconceivable mystic power of the Lord, and as such, everything is simultaneously one with and different from him by his inconceivable potencies. Text 8. Nunam Bhagavato Brahman Harir Adbhuta Karmana Durvibhavya Niva Bhati Kavi Vishchapi Cheshtitam. Nunam, still insufficient. Bhagavata, of the personality of Godhead. Brahman, O learned Brahmana. Hare, of the Lord. Adbhuta, wonderful. Karmana, one who acts. Durvibhavyam, inconceivable, evil like that. Abhati, appears. Kavivi, even by the highly learned. Cha, also. Api, in spite of. Cheshtitam, being endeavored for. O learned Brahmana, the transcendental activities of the Lord are all wonderful, and they appear inconceivable because even great endeavors by many learned scholars have still proved insufficient for understanding them. The acts of the Supreme Lord in the creation of just this one universe appear inconceivably wonderful, and there are innumerable universes, and all of them aggregated together are known as the created material world. And this part of his creation is only a fractional portion of the complete creation. The material world stands as a part only. Ekamshana Sito Jagat. Bhagavad Gita 10.42. Athava Bahunaitena Kim Nyatina Tavarjuna. Vishtabhyaham Idam Krusnam Ekamshana Sito Jagat. But what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe. Supposing that the material world is a display of one part of energy, the remaining three parts consist of the Vaikuntha Jagat or spiritual world, described in the Bhagavad Gita as Madhama or Sanatan Dham or the eternal world. We have marked in the previous verse that he creates and again winds up the creation. This action is applicable only in the material world because the other great part of his creation, namely the Vaikuntha world, is neither created nor annihilated. Otherwise, the Vaikuntha Dham would not have been called eternal. Though the Lord exists with Dham, his eternal name, quality, pastimes, entourage, and personality are all a display of his different energies and expansions. The Lord is called Anadi or having no creator, and Adi or the origin of all. We think in our own imperfect way that the Lord is also created. But the Vedanta informs us that he is not created, rather, everything else is created by him. Narayana Paravavyakta. Therefore, for the common man, these are all very wonderful matters for consideration. Even for the great scholars, they are inconceivable, and thus such scholars present theories contradictory to one another. Even for the insignificant part of his creation, this particular universe, they have no complete information as to how far this limited space extends, or how many stars and planets are there, or the different conditions of those innumerable planets. Modern scientists have insufficient knowledge of all this. Some of them assert that there are 100 million planets scattered all over space. In a news release from Moscow dated 2. February 21, 1960, the following piece of knowledge was relayed. Russia's well-known professor of astronomy Boris Vorontsov-Veliaminov said that there must be an infinite number of planets in the universe inhabited by beings endowed with reason. It could be that life similar to that on Earth flourishes on such planets. Doctor of Chemistry Nikolai Zirov, covering the problem of atmosphere or other planets, pointed out that the organism of a Martian, for instance, could very well adapt itself to normal existence with a low body temperature. He said that he felt that the gaseous composition of Martian atmosphere was quite suitable to sustain life of beings which have become adapted to it. Thus, adaptability of an organism to different varieties of planets is described in the Brahma Samhita as Vibhuti Bhinnam. Each and every one of innumerable planets within the universe is endowed with a particular type of atmosphere, and the living beings there are more perfectly advanced in science and psychology because of a better atmosphere. Vibhuti means specific powers, and Bhinnam means variegated. Scientists who are attempting to explore outer space and are trying to reach other planets by mechanical arrangements must know for certain that organisms adapted to the atmosphere of Earth cannot exist in the atmosphere of other planets. Easy journey to other planets. One has to prepare himself, therefore, to be transferred to a different planet after being relieved of the present body, as is said in Bhagavad Gita 9.25. Yanti Deva Vrata Devan Pitrun Yanti Pitru Vrata Bhutani Yanti Bhuteja Yanti Madhya Jinopimam. Those who worship the demigods will take birth among the demigods. Those who worship ghosts and spirits will take birth among such beings, and those who worship me will live with me. Maharaj Parikshit's statement regarding the workings of the creative energy of the Lord discloses that he knew everything of the process of creation. Why then did he ask Shukdev Goswami for such information? Maharaj Parikshit, being a great emperor, a descendant of the Pandavas, and a great devotee of Lord Krishna, was quite able to know considerably about the creation of the world. But that much knowledge was not sufficient. He said, therefore, that even greatly learned scholars failed to know about that even after great effort. The Lord is unlimited and his activities are also unfathomed. With a limited source of knowledge and with imperfect senses, any living being up to the standard of Brahmaji, the highest perfect living being within the universe, can never imagine knowing about the unlimited. We can know something of the unlimited when it is explained by the unlimited. as has been done by the Lord Himself in the unique statements of the Bhagavad Gita. And it can also be known to some extent from realized souls like Shukdev Goswami, who learned it from Vyasadeva, a disciple of Narad, and thus the perfect knowledge can be descended by the chain of disciplic succession only and not by any form of experimental knowledge, old or modern. Vancha kalpatarupesya kripa sindhuvecha pradhanam